Okay, on this video we're going to go through debugging and breakpoints. We're going to cover very straightforward debugging and breakpoints, but it is a really useful feature on Visual Studio. Now, if you run this program, nothing really happens. Okay, this is just taken out of the C# handbook. All right, it's just there. Now, if we wanted to have a look at see what these variables are worth as the program runs, then we can do something called a breakpoint. Now, if you go over to the, I suppose you could call that the margin over here, you click, you get a red blob. You click on it again, it disappears. Now that is called a breakpoint. Okay, so what happens is the program will run until it hits that point. Okay, so if we just run it, then the program ran and then it stopped. All right, now you can see down here. Well, let's first off, the program's done that first line, so it's run until it's hit this point. It hasn't done this line yet. All right, so you can see number 1, number 2, and some are equal to 0. So this window here, autos, is open. All right, you can also just put your mouse over a variable to see what it's worth. That's the way I prefer to do it, actually. Now we haven't run that line yet, so what we're going to expect number 1 is to equal 8 when it runs that line. Now to get it to do that, there's two options. There's step over, step into. Now step into and step over, the difference between those will become obvious later on. But for now, F10, just make sure I've got that, is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do step over for now. So I'm going to click on that. All right, so we run that. You'll notice that went red there to show that that changed. So number 1 is now that. I'm now going to use the keyboard, says F10. Okay, so number 2 is 15. Now we've got this line here, sum equals number 1 plus number 2. So that should equal 23. Yes, maths spot on. Right, now it's all looking a bit, let's click off there because it's getting a bit crazy looking. Right, so that line there, sum equals sum plus 1. Sum is currently 23, so F10, and now it's equal to 24. Notice that doesn't show all the variables. All right, so if I want to know what, I don't know what number 1 is, just put your mouse over there, it's 8. Number 2 is 15. Right, sum plus plus. Now I'm just going to click off that so it doesn't. Right, so now what is sum at the moment? 24. Now it hasn't done this line yet, so sum plus plus adds 1 to it, so F10. So that is the equivalent to the line above. Sum minus minus, we'll reduce it now, so F10, so 24. That's going to reduce it again, 23, and that is another way of doing the line above. So all of those 3 lines are the same. So sum is currently 23, F10, now 22. Now let's say we go, okay, you can use this 2 ways really. One is when your program's not working as expected, and 2, just to, if you're not sure how loops or if statements work, they can do that, and I'll be showing it with if statements. Now obviously if you've had enough of that, you can just carry on, press continue, and the program will start running again until it hits the next breakpoint. If you've had enough of that breakpoint, you just click on it again, it's gone, so I can run it again, and there we go. So it's a really easy to use feature and it works very well. All right, so I really recommend that you try that when you get a program that runs with the results that you don't expect.